And we're just about 20 minutes out from the next game of the 2018 CCCAA Softball Championship here at Mount San Antonio College, as the Cypress Chargers take on the El Camino Warriors in Game 8 or 9. In the meantime, if you have friends or family that couldn't make it out to today's or any of this weekend's games, let them know that they can catch all of our broadcasts live on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com and our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And if you have a shout-out you'd like to get on the air for your favorite team or player, be sure to tweet that to us at SoCal College SPO. That's S-P-O. Back in a moment.
And we welcome you back to Mount San Antonio College as the 3C2A softball championships continue here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Jeff Swinoff back with you, and we move on to Game 9, elimination game here between El Camino and Cypress College. Let's welcome in our broadcast partner for this broadcast, Steve Cassidy, former head coach, Hall of Famer from Merced College. And first of all, Steve, thanks so much for joining us. A pleasure to have you here. And obviously a lot on the table here for these two teams, El Camino and Cypress, both in action earlier today. So how does that impact things as they get ready here to play? They've had a bit of a break.
Yeah, the break works a couple of ways, and some good, some not. And so there's no way to tell. We'll figure that out over the next 2 hours. But anytime you're coming through the losers bracket in an 8-team format, you've got certainly an opportunity because you haven't lost your second game, but it piles up on you. You get pitchers throwing more innings, and your schedule's a little bit messed up, the eating schedule, digestion schedule. So there's so many unknowns, you can't tell what a break means.
Yeah.
Some coaches would tell you they'd rather play 2 in a row. Others would say they'd want a game break. And I don't think either one is scientifically based.
Yeah, well, both went early today,
Yes.
so both had the break, so there's no difference.
No, there's
in
no
that one in
advantage
this particular
inherent.
matchup. Yeah, the tough thing about this format, I think, as you allude to, is once you lose one, you got to win double headers then every day the rest of the way if you're going to be successful.
And the most important ingredient, abstraction in this game, is emotional management. So we'll see.
Clarissa Chiquete back in the circle for El Camino. She works to McCollum, who swings at the first pitch and launches it into right center for a base hit. Good speed for McCollum, and she will easily make it to second with a stand-up double on the first pitch from Clarissa Chiquete, who struggled earlier today, going just 1 inning in the loss to Mount San Antonio College.
Yeah, and McCollum didn't hit in this morning's game, nor last night.
Number 44,
so this is a good sign for Cypress.
Indeed, a good start, 1 pitch, and they've got a runner in the scoring position, and that'll bring up Infinity LaFoe, the designated player. She was in the lineup this morning and swings at the first offering and fouls it away. 2 pitches, 2 swings, and obviously the Chargers seem determined to be aggressive early.
Well, they're an aggressive team. I don't think it's necessary to go after the first pitch. You go after the first pitch you like, and so that means she's coming in. And that we'll see how Cypress handles it.
Chiquete ready. Here is the 0-1. Tries the off-speed pitch and misses outside. A ball and a strike. We're just underway. Our 3rd game of the day here from Mount San Antonio College. The winner here, back in action tomorrow afternoon. They're still alive. The loser of this one sees their 2018 season come to a close. LaFoe reaches out and fouls that one back. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. LaFoe comes in batting .465 on the season, 7 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Bouncing ball to second. De La Torre over to first to get LaFoe, but she does move the runner over to third, so a good piece of hitting from LaFoe. Get the tying run to third base, or the go-ahead run to third base, excuse me.
Yeah, very productive out. You can't strike out or pop up in that situation, so.
Gets it on the ground to the right side. That'll bring up Munoz, a .426 hitter, no home runs, 41 runs. Batted in for Gabby as she digs in from the left side against Chiquete. Chiquete ready, into the wind. Here's the pitch, off speed, lined into right field, base hit. The Chargers have the lead.
No.
So Munoz an RBI single.
With 1 out, we'll get a read here how Brad Pickler wants to play this. Some coaches will never bunt with 1 out. I was one of them. Some will to get another runner in scoring position, so we'll see.
Puiloa will be the batter for Cypress. A double by McCollum, a single from Munoz, and the Chargers are on the board. Puiloa, .395 hitter, a home run, 35 runs batted in. She squares to bunt but pulls it back. And the pitch a little high, 1 ball, no strikes.
And that could be just getting a read on the catcher to see if she's set up to throw, because this is also a steal situation.
Munoz at first, staying there for the time being. The pitch in for a strike. Munoz does have 16 steals on the season. No, check that, I'm sorry. I'm 1 column off. She has just 1 steal on the season.
Then it's not a steal situation.
Well, there was the one time, I guess, when it was a steal situation, but not too many. Here's the 1-1. Puiloa takes that one outside, 2 balls and a strike. Eric Hutchinson behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. David Veratos, the first base umpire, and Mark Horace, the third base umpire. Well, I should say second base, but
the other guy.
Yeah, the third on the team. Here's the 2-1. Puiloa takes the pitch low. 3 balls and a strike. Well, Chiquete had a lot of trouble in the first inning against Mount San Antonio College,
A lot of teams had trouble against Mount San Antonio.
Yeah, not the least of which El Camino, who had lost 2 in a row to him and now make it 3 in a row. Puiloa, that one on the outside corner, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kelly Ross waits on deck. Casey Robinson out in left field for El Camino. Carla Calderon in center. Santa Iancheska in right field, getting the start again. High chopper foul. Diamond Lewis back in the lineup at third base. She left in the 5th inning this morning, but she is back and available in the lineup. She's at third base. Alyssa Wing at short. Elena De La Torre at second base. Annie Adamos at first. Ashley Machado behind the plate, and Clarissa Chiquete making her 3rd appearance on the weekend on the mound. Ground ball to second. They go to second for 1. The relay, they won't get her. So the fielder's choice as Puiloa able to leg it out and get to first. 2 down. Puiloa at first and Kelly Ross coming to the plate.
Coming up to bat for the Chargers, number 5.
Chargers
Kelly
stayed alive
Ross.
this morning by virtue of a 7-1 victory over San Joaquin Delta.
Coach Pickler just signaled her to go on the first pitch if it's her pitch. So we'll see if...
Meaning Puiloa to go to second, or
the batter.
Or Kelly Ross, okay.
Yeah, Kelly Ross.
So
Sorry.
Ross has the green light and indeed launches it to left. This one is gone. Well, if she gets one she likes.
I think she liked that one.
Yeah, that's it. How about Kelly Ross? A no-doubter to left center. And a 3-run first inning for Cypress. And El Camino back in a hole. They were down from the outset against Mount San Antonio College, and now behind to Cypress College 3-0 with Tiana Harris coming to the plate. Well, that looked like just a good knee-high fastball right over the plate, and maybe a rise ball that didn't rise. And
right down Broadway.
And Ross
for Cypress College Chargers,
got the head of the bat out there and took it out toward the scoreboard in left center. So a 3-0 lead as Ross goes downtown, her 4th home run of the season. RBIs 41 and 42. And the Chargers getting exactly the start they want, and the defending champs aren't going to go home easy. They lost last night in the opener to El Camino.
No,
I'm sorry, to Sierra College. And that was right. El Camino lost to beat San Mateo. So let's correct that. Right, in a back-and-forth affair with Sierra last night. They had a 4-3 lead going into the bottom of the 6th, but miscue in the field and a couple of timely Sierra hits, and they put 4 on the board and advanced 7-4. But the Chargers got the win this morning and now off to a fast start, trying to keep it alive and come from behind on this one and see if they can defend their championship. Pitch low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. The count on Harris. Tiana Harris, a .326 hitter on the season, a home run, 34 runs batted in. These two teams are familiar with each other. They had 2 previous meetings this season, both winning on the road. So 1 apiece. That ball outside, 3 balls and a strike on Harris, and Chiquete just trying to get out of the first inning. Well, it was a quick hook for Chiquete this morning. She went just the 1 inning. We'll have to see if Coach Jessica Raposa wants to go with Chiquete a little bit longer here today, but she issues the walk to Harris. And now Vanessa Ayala will become the 7th player to bat in the inning.
I'm guessing she's going to hook her.
Well, she's coming out, and here's Maisie Weishoff coming out of the bullpen. She appeared in Game 1 in relief of Chiquete, and they are going to go to Weishoff. So Chiquete, a struggle here in the first inning, and Jessica Raposa will go to Maisie Weishoff and see if she can get the Warriors out of the inning. We'll step aside very briefly and rejoin you. You're watching the 3C2A Softball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Maisie Wisehoff finishing off her warm-up tosses and her first offering a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes on Ayala Wisehoff. A record of 15-7 on the season. 135 and 2/3 innings pitched. She's allowed 179 hits, walked 15, struck out 55, an ERA of 2.73. So right away, Coach, looks like a pitcher that pitches to contact, I believe is the term that they've been throwing around.
She gets hit?
Not so much on the walks. Gonna keep her fielders busy.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Chiquette come back. I mean, under the re-entry rules, she can, and if they don't win this game, season's over. So they're gonna do what they have to.
Indeed, and Chiquette has gone just 4 2/3 innings on the weekend, so
yeah.
Hasn't seen a lot of work. Popped up behind second, and De La Torre will put it away. So Wisehoff finally gets the Warriors out of the inning, but not before the Chargers put 3 on the board on 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on base through half an inning. Cypress, a 3-0 lead. El Camino coming to bat on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Warriors coming to bat, already trailing 3-0 as the Chargers got right to work. Plating 3 in the top of the first, and now Diamond Lewis will lead things off against Hope Davalos, the starting pitcher last night, but did not pitch in the game this morning. So she comes in well rested after going into the 6th inning last night. Lewis stands in from the right side, first pitch in there for a strike.
It's important for both teams this first inning, for Cypress to have a shutdown inning to maintain the momentum, and El Camino to show that they've got fight back.
Swing and a miss. Lewis out in front, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. It was Haley Hoffman who went the route, allowing just the 1 run in the victory over San Joaquin Delta earlier today. Here's the 0-2 to Lewis. Bouncing ball to short. McCollum, the long throw across, but they won't get Lewis. She's got great speed, and she legs out the infield hit.
Yeah, it was obvious they were working her to the outside, and that wasn't a shot. It was hitting the right place with her speed to get a hit. So we'll see if they change the pitching pattern on her next inning. Or next at bat.
Yeah, I think once that ball takes that big hop, there's no way.
No.
Could have brought Ozzie Smith out there. You're not getting her at first base.
You could have made it.
Well, now you're just being ridiculous. No balls and 1 strike the count on Carla Calderon, who stands in. So Lewis at first, 31 stolen bases on the season. A definite threat to go. Here's the pitch from Davalos. There she goes to throw down. And the stolen base for Lewis. She moves into second. Still nobody out. Count now, a ball and a strike on Calderon.
Yeah, Lewis going to give him some problems. She's not only fast, she knows how to run the bases. Those 2 things aren't automatically synonymous.
Calderon, a .358 hitter on the season. No home runs, 23 runs batted in. Now, you take a look at Lewis, and what's the indication there that it's not just great speed, but is it picking the right spot to go?
It's jump.
Okay.
It's jump straight to the bag, good slide, and it forces some pressure. I mean, the catcher did a little double clutch, and then she threw it high and wide, which means that her footwork was not, she wasn't fluid.
1 ball and 1 strike on Calderon. Here's the pitch from Davalos. In there for a strike. Calderon will be followed by Annie Adamos and then Ashley Machado here in the first. Lewis at second and chopped into the El Camino dugout. Still 1-2. Vanessa Ayala in left field. For Cypress, Tiana Harris in center. Kiana Puiloa in right. Calderon getting situated. We're ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Off speed, bunted back toward the circle.
She's safe.
And Davalos not going to get it there in time. So a bunt single for Calderon. Going to the bunt with 2 strikes and maybe catching the Chargers a little off guard. Now you got good speed on the base pass at the corner. Still nobody out. Warriors looking to answer back right away.
Coach Pickler's going to the changeup earlier than he normally does, and his bad luck that they were going to bunt that pitch because it's the easiest pitch there is to bunt.
Adamo squares to bunt, and now they have the runner hung up. Lewis is going to come home and score on the play, but they will get Calderon trying to steal. So how do you score that? That's a caught stealing for Calderon? And
yes,
then,
yes.
And then Lewis just advances?
It's a steal.
Is it a steal for Lewis as well?
Steal of home, yes.
All right.
And you asked before about what makes a good runner. If you were watching Lewis, as soon as she saw that release from the catcher, she went. It wasn't like waiting to see where the ball went. She did that on the cock of the arm, yes.
Yeah. So she's home with the Warriors' first run. Base hit into left field for Adamos. 3 straight singles off of Hope Davalos for the Warriors to start. So they're getting their cuts in. Of course, one was a bunt single, but nonetheless, 3 straight have reached base on Davalos.
And it was important that they got that runner at first because without that, now.
It's you got a couple of runners on and a run in. So here's Machado, rise ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Davalos had a very slow start against Sierra, giving up 3 runs in the first couple of innings on a couple of home runs. Then got herself back into the game as the Chargers came roaring back to take a 4-3 lead, but Davalos had to get away from her in the bottom of the 6th. A fielding miscue behind her kind of opened the door, but Sierra ends up batting around in the inning and putting 4 on the board. So it's been up and down for Davalos so far this weekend. 1 ball and 1 strike on Machado. Back to the rise ball again, missing high. 2 balls and a strike on Machado. Machado batting .331 on the season, 2 home runs, 32 runs batted in.
She's going.
And the ball hits Machado. So Adamos will end up at second anyway. And Davalos continues to struggle. That one gets away inside. The hit batter puts runners at first and second. Still, now 1 out as Calderon was caught stealing. And Ian Cheska will be the batter. And Ian Cheska got the start in right field earlier today and hit the ball hard on a couple of occasions. And Brad Pickler's out.
Yeah.
And they're gonna make the switch and move Davalos over? No, Davalos gonna.
She's coming out.
Check out, and we'll have a new pitcher for Cypress. So both coaches have had to make a move in the circle here in the very first inning. This is Haley Hoffman now, who will come on, and we'll give you the numbers on Hoffman when we return here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. pitcher Haley Hoffman, as Coach Brad Pickler with the customary glove on the left hand from the coaching position, and we're a little bit perplexed up here as to what the reasoning might be for the glove for Coach Brad Pickler.
Well, you notice when he made a pitching change that Hope threw the ball to him and he caught it with a glove. Maybe he fears that he couldn't make a barehanded stab with that hot shot that he got. But and I've known him for 25 years, and the only reason I can ever figure, I never asked him, is that he's just weird.
Well, for a guy who's got the 9 championships, I guess, in Cypress College history, I guess we couldn't totally blame him if it was a good luck charm of some kind. Yeah. Well, that one caught just in foul territory by Ayala for out number 2 of the inning.
I didn't say he wasn't a good coach. I said he's weird.
Well, when we think weird, you think maybe superstition. It's certainly an unusual choice of accessory for the coaching uniform that he's going with the glove, but
one of a kind.
Something's working for him, I guess. I think it's safe to say. In on the hands and right back to Hoffman, who quickly gets the Chargers out of the inning, but not before the Warriors put one on the board on 2 hits. We're through 1. Cypress leading El Camino 3-1. The 3C2A softball championships continue on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Just staying on the Brad Pickler discussion just for a moment here as he comes out to take a spot in the third base coach's box. Interestingly, in that spot, no glove, where you would think maybe the glove might be the most useful on the hard hit balls that come a little bit wide of third from time to time.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to make too much sense out of any of this.
Destiny Lucero will lead things off for Cypress against Maisie Weishoff, who came in to get the final out in the first inning. Pitch in there for a strike. A ball and a strike now on Lucero. Comes in batting .296. 5 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Weishoff ready. Off-speed pitch low, 2 balls and a strike. Weishoff came on in relief of Chiquete in the win on Thursday night over College of San Mateo, going 4 innings, allowing just 1 run as El Camino picked up the 5-4 win. Lucero fouls that one back this way, but playable in front of the screen. Machado puts it away to retire Lucero. 1 down, and that brings up Gomez.
Now batting number 9, Jesse Gomez.
Gomez batting .345. No home runs, 7 runs batted in on the season. Weishoff ready. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike.
She's got to be careful with that pitch. She's got to. There's not enough arm motion to make it so she completely fools them. If they're surprised, then they're not going to swing. But once they get to it, I wouldn't overwork that if I were she.
It seems like she has kind of an abbreviated follow-through on all of her pitches.
Yeah. It's readable.
Breaking ball, 2 balls, and a strike. Well, right now she works through for the first time through the order. She's only faced the 2 batters, but Kayla Smith already went 5 innings earlier today. She is the other pitcher available. Great diving stop by De La Torre. Gets to her knees and throws out Gomez. 2 down, bases empty as De La Torre takes away a base hit from Gomez. So 2 down, that'll bring up McCollum, who got things started with a double. In the top of the first, she comes to the plate, 2 down, bases empty. Weishoff ready, kicks and delivers. Fastball in there for a strike. De La Torre, the designated player earlier today, as it was Helena Gallardo who played at second base, but De La Torre back at second base and already made a great play. That one fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on McCollum. A .442 hitter on the season, 6 home runs, 38 runs batted in. The double earlier was her 31st extra base hit on the season. Just outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Reminder, this is game 3 today. We've got another one coming up tonight, slated for 7 o'clock. Sierra and College of San Mateo, an all-north battle. Elimination game, driven deep to left. Robinson looks up, and it's gone. McCollum with a line shot out of here. 7th home run. And for McCollum, another extra base hit. This one a home run, and it's 4-1. The Chargers get the run back. They're back up 3.
Yeah, and that's the same message from her first at-bat, that she's hot right now, and she hasn't been up to this point.
Yeah, McCollum.
That makes the other hitters in the lineup better. She's got that kind of galvanizing offensive personality.
Number 44, Infinity LaFau.
She has hit the ball hard twice today, and Chargers offense is rolling. LaFau will be the batter. Grounded out her first time up.
It's also important to get that run back that they to keep the advantage of the first inning. In this tournament, it seems like there's a lot of first inning scoring, and the teams that have scored early won.
Well, especially for the Chargers, because it seems as though, well, we'll see how Haley Hoffman does, as this one's popped up on the right side, twisting and out of play. Unlike a couple of the teams here, the Chargers, at least numerically this season, don't seem to have that dominant starter that once you put a couple of runs on the board, a few runs in the bank, really the other team is up against it, because you've got someone in the circle that's going to be incredibly stingy. They don't really seem to have that, at least on paper so far this year. So you would think every run here going to be critical.
Well, here's a clue. Every hitter at this level, probably any level, has a hole in their swing.
Yeah.
And the best coaches can read the hole and call the pitches. If the pitchers can hit the spots.
Lined off the glove of Adamos, and LaFau will be safe at first. Nearly a sensational catch by Adamos. Instead, it's a base hit for LaFau, and Munoz coming to the plate with 2 down.
And that was a missed spot. So both pitchers, they're going to have to paint the plate to keep the other team off the
One out, runner on first. Now batting, number 6, Gabby Munoz.
So LaFau at first, Munoz, who singled in the first inning, now at the plate. Weishoff, who initially retired 3 in a row, is now giving up a home run and a single for the last 2 batters, and she works to get out of the second. First pitch to Munoz, rise ball outside. 1-0 the count. Munoz, with the hit earlier, is now 3 for 8 on the weekend. A ball and a strike the count. She's hit safely in all 3 games for the Chargers. Good cut, but fouls it away. A ball and 2 strikes the count on Gabby Munoz.
You want a 10 to 15 mile an hour split between your fastball and your changeup. And what I mentioned earlier is that I wouldn't overwork that pitch because she doesn't have that split.
Just a reminder,
Change-up is
fans,
fine
please
velocity-wise,
return
but the
all
fastball
foul balls.
isn't in terms of achieving the proper split to make the change-up an effective weapon.
And there would be a danger in slowing down the changeup even more.
Well, I don't think you can. I mean, it's
Okay.
It's thrown with a particular motion, and the motion should be identical. The arm speed should be identical in both pitches. So that's not something you can make an in-game adjustment about.
Here is the 1-2 from Wisehoff. Rise ball high, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But you know, the object of the change is to make the fastball look faster. So you've got to have the split to create the optics.
Here's the 2-2. Got her. Strike 3.
And that was a location pitch.
Munoz down on strikes.
No errors.
And
Perfect.
Wisehoff out of the inning.
Perfect spot. Umpire will call it, and the batter doesn't like it.
1 run on 2 hits. The home run by McCollum pushes it back out to a 4-1 lead for Cypress as we head to the bottom of the second on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We head to the bottom of the second inning, 4-1. Cypress with the lead over El Camino. Bottom of the order due up Elena De La Torre, Jazz Kraus, and Alyssa Wing. Due up for the Warriors against Haley Hoffman. And Hoffman hits De La Torre with the first pitch, so the leadoff batter aboard for the Warriors.
He's bringing her back.
Are they going to say they went off the bat? Or?
No, it's either went off the bat or she didn't move to get out of the way.
Wow.
Number 14.
I mean, that looked like a rise ball, so it was not so egregious as, you know, on when you see a batter really lean into a breaking ball or a particularly slow off-speed pitch.
I have trouble with that rule anyway. I mean, and I know it's a rule, but if you're in the batter's box and the pitcher hits you, you're in your territory and she hits you.
Yeah.
How could you not give him a base? I've never understood that one.
Yeah.
If you're actually leaning into it, walking into it, then I kind of get it, but she didn't.
Yeah, if anything, she even leaned back slightly, and I just don't know how you can really argue that you got a lot of time against, you know, a fastball type pitch. But either way, that appears to be the preliminary call, and Jessica Raposa is out to question. But now they'll take a look at Elena De La Torre, make sure she's okay.
Fans, don't forget to buy your championship softball apparel from College.
So if you get hit in the arm and you need medical treatment and you don't get a base, that's a bad sequence.
Or the greatest acting ever. Just really.
No, that ball ran right in on her. I don't know what she was supposed to do.
Championship store.
Oh, I guess he's putting a bandage on it. Might have gotten some blood.
Well, either way, they take a look at De La Torre and get her arm fixed up, and she will stay in the game. I'm ready to make that call.
Well, in that nobody's running out to first base to take her pitch.
Yeah, that's
take her place. I think you're good on that one.
Don't give away those technical visual clues that I use to make my prescient call. So they're still looking at De La Torre here. And due up next, it's Jasmine Krause, who did not play in the game earlier today, but returns to the lineup at the DP.
On a more sober note, it's a little worrisome that
Fans, it's the last and final hour for the silent auction.
Haley Hoffman has hit batters
Remember, it benefits the
this early in an inning. That comes back to haunt you. The leadoff batter gets on,
or
could have gotten on.
Yeah, you know, and you're here with a 3-run lead, and
you got to maintain that lead. And
yeah, the last thing you want to do is give away easy base runners. They catch a break here that De La Torre is not awarded first base. And so Hoffman will go back to work. She was outstanding in the win earlier today at Citrus College, the 7-1 win over San Joaquin Delta, going the route, allowing just the 1 run. But called on here after Davalos has a struggle in the bottom of the first inning. And so Hoffman will have to log some more innings here.
If I'm El Camino, I'm looking at the outside part of the plate because I doubt that Cypress wants to risk the inside. The results haven't been good so far.
The scoreboard should be updated. In on the hands and reaching up to make a nice catch is Destiny Lucero. Nice job jamming De La Torre.
Well, I don't think the scoreboard operator knew what the call was, whether it was a ball or a strike. Did it?
He had given up on that at bat. He was just going to leave 0-0 out there until the next batter, I think.
One of your prescient clues that he didn't put the Band-Aid on the bat.
Jazz Krause stands in. First pitch from Hoffman, just outside.
Looks like we're going to an outside pattern for a while anyway until she gets more confident of her spots.
Now with going 7 innings earlier today, are the Warriors likely to be thinking of, in particular, trying to go deep into at-bats, or is that just not enough work that Hoffman...
She should be able to go to 2 games without much of a sweat.
A ball and a strike. The count now on Krause. The wind and the delivery, bunted on the right side.
Nice
but
play.
Hoffman with a nice job getting out of the circle and able to get Krause at first base.
The key is to keep the bases clean for Diamond coming up.
And that means getting Alyssa Wing out.
Yes.
She's up with 2 down, and Lewis waiting on deck.
2 outs, now batting number 6.
And Wing, a .325 batter on the season, 1 home run, 31 runs batted in. And one tails but catches the outside corner. No balls and a strike on Wing.
I'm interested to see how they're going to pitch to Diamond when her turn is up because she got a base hit, but it wasn't on a great swing on an outside pitch.
Hoffman ready.
The way Hoffman's throwing inside, I would assume they'd try to keep her off the base number 1, but not change the pattern on her.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Wing. Meanwhile, since Hoffman has come on, she's retired all 4 batters that she's faced. Rise ball high, 2 balls and a strike on Wing. Wing trying to keep the inning alive, 2 down, bases empty. And the winner of this one survives to tomorrow. Bouncing ball in the hole, knocked down by McCollum, but she won't get Wing at first. We'll wait and see on the ruling. It's going to be a tough play either way.
I think it's a base hit. She wasn't going to get her. Wing's fast. Or fast enough for that play.
I am marking it in my scorebook. Well, no, there you go. That is a tough error.
Yeah, I would.
Number 10.
But it goes down as an error on McCollum, and Wing at first, and that brings up Lewis, who is hitting .469 on the season with a base hit in her first at bat. Wing a bluff towards second, but she's staying put. Lewis is...
This actually is not a bad situation for Cypress. I mean, you got a runner ahead of Lewis. So.
Yeah, ordinarily you think you want a batter to come up not with runners on base, but is Lewis the kind of player that you almost don't want her leading off an inning because if she gets on.
If I'm the opposing coach, I want her out and not leading off an inning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would look at this as a plus.
The count is 2 balls and no strikes on Lewis, and they'll have a quick huddle with Hoffman.
And also you have the chance of the force at second if she hits something that she would have beaten out to the middle infield.
Yeah, they're very deep up the middle for Lewis. And they play her slightly to pull in the outfield, a big gap in right center. Here's the 2-0 from Hoffman. Jammed her. Ground ball to short. They'll go the long way to get Lewis and retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. We're through 2 complete, 4-1.
No hits, 1 error.
Cypress with the lead over El Camino. 4-1, heading to the top of the third.
How's it going?
It'll be Puiloa, Kelly Ross, and Tiana Harris due up for El Camino College. Happy to have you back here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Jeff Stoynoff, Hall of Famer Steve Cassidy, former head coach of Merced College, joining us on the broadcast. Everybody here on the SoCal College Sports team, and Puiloa stands in. So far on the weekend,
Number 3.
she's 2 for 9, but did drive in 3 runs in the victory earlier today over San Joaquin Delta.
This is going to be a key inning for El Camino. They need a shutdown inning here to start to crawl back.
Yeah, Cypress can get a couple on the board, 3 on the board, and you're El Camino. You got to start at least at some level to worry about the 8-run rule.
Yeah.
They might really run away and hide on you.
It's actually worry about the 7-inning rule where you don't have as many points as the other guy.
Spoken like a true long-time coach. Keep it simple. It's a worry about the real rule that's going to hurt us here. No balls and 2 strikes on Puiloa. A lot of pressure on Maisie Wisehoff coming out of the bullpen. Got to try and hold them right here. The Warriors already trail it by 3. And one fouled off again. Puiloa stays alive.
She's jumping her hands. She's not reacting to or waiting on the ball. But I think that's the key to hitting Whitehoff, is just not to let your hands get ahead of your pivot knee.
Here is the 0-2 outside.
Ooh, I don't know how you take that one.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
You have to have more faith in the umpires than I have.
Puiloa ready. Here's the pitch from Wisehoff. Tries that outside corner again and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chargers have used a couple of home runs here in the first 2 innings to open up this 4-1 lead. And one bounces in, and now it's a full count on Puiloa. A 2-run shot from Kelly Ross in the first, and a solo home run from Sydney McCollum in the 2nd inning, powering the Chargers to this 4-1 lead. Payoff pitch. Puiloa beats it into the dirt. 2-hopper over to first base, and an easy play for Adamos. 1 down. That'll bring up Kelly Ross. Kelly Ross
for the Chargers. Number 5.
5 for 8 on the weekend with a homer and a double. She was 3 for 4 earlier today in the victory over San Joaquin Delta, and she starts out this game with a home run, lifts this one
That
to
is
shallow
trouble.
left wing, moving out, but she won't get there. And Ross gets the bloop single, and the Chargers have a base runner here in the top of the 3rd with 1 down.
It's the kind of play that makes me happy. I'm not coaching. I don't have to.
Number 24.
It's a good pitch.
Yep.
Harris.
Bad contact.
Had her out in front.
Had her out in front. Did what you wanted to do, and the ball goes where the ball goes. Game of softball is not for people who demand ultimate control.
Yeah. And if you're looking for just universal justice, I guess, anywhere in the world of sports, it's not going to be easy to find, I think. Well, I guess you just have to balance that sometimes when when a rocket is hit, but right at somebody. And
Yeah,
you think, well, thankfully that went right to somebody.
I suppose, but if it's to my advantage, I think it's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, right. Then it's just you positioned everybody perfectly, so of course it went right to them.
An old football coach, Weeb Eubank, New York Jets, said, I only want my fair advantage.
Here's the 1-1. Lifted to left center. Long run. It's going to one-hop the wall. Robinson up with it. They'll wave the runner around. Ross going to come all the way around and score, and the Chargers lead it 5-1.
I want to point something out that's probably going to bore you and anybody else, but I love this. If you notice the turn that Ross took around third base, she cut that so sharp, it's almost to a geometric 90 degrees. She wasted no steps getting to the plate.
Yep.
If there's a play at the plate, she wasn't going to get thrown out by 1 step. And that's good coaching. That's great base running.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen an awful lot of balls hit to the wall where a runner from first does not score. It is not a given by any stretch of the imagination, and it's terrific base running by Ross to not only score but really score standing up, pretty much without a play.
Yes. So and that's there's a different set of mechanics for each base. And I think that very often gets overlooked in preparing teams to play and to win.
Sky high to left, can of corn for Robinson, and she's got it for out number 2. So Harris will stay at second now with 2 down, and Destiny Lucero will be the batter.
Now batting for the Chargers, number 22.
Well, you go back to last year, and the Chargers won the championship, finished off their undefeated season with a very heady base running play on a bunt that confused Mount San Antonio College in the last inning, and not sure whether it was a fair ball or a foul ball. And it was another very heady play by a Charger player that rounded second, or left from second, rounded third, and was able to come home and score the only run in a 1-0 win.
And if I recall, wasn't she the runner on the in the extra inning game? She was the
I believe you're right. Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's a play you don't coach. That's what a player. That's a play a player makes. I mean,
Yeah.
a true player. It's a read. Because if you hesitate or you wait for a coach's signal, you're not going to be safe.
And to his unending credit, that's exactly what Brad Pickler said. And first to say that just a very heady player, but players being heady is part of it. This one driven deep to left. Robinson at the wall, reaches up. Is it off the glove or is it gone?
No, she caught it. She caught it.
Did she catch it? She doesn't show the ball.
Wait a minute.
I think it went off the glove and it's gone because Robinson doesn't have it anymore. It was in the glove, and then the arm hit the wall and went out for a home run for Destiny Lucero.
I saw the ball in the glove bounce from the wall, but I saw the ball. How it got over the fence, I'm not certain, unless her arm was over the fence as well.
Yeah, she reached up over the wall to make the catch, and then the ball, the arm made contact with the fence, and the ball popped out. A terrific effort by Robinson to nearly come down with that one, but Lucero hits the 3rd home run of the day for the Chargers in the first 3 innings, and they now lead it 7-1. And El Camino in all kinds of trouble, facing elimination as Gomez stands in against Weishoff.
Yeah, and this was the inning that El Camino could not let get away from them, and I'm afraid they have.
And they're running short on arms. Chiquete started and is, of course, still available. You could come back with her, but she has had some struggles so far this weekend. And the other pitcher.
The other pitcher's warming up as we speak.
Yeah, Michaela Smith, who pitched earlier today. And it looks like Jessica Raposa is going to have to go to Smith, perhaps. We'll see how that develops. 2 balls and a strike the count now on Gomez. Still 2 down here in the 3rd. So Weishoff just 1 out from at least getting out of it and getting back into the dugout. 7-1, soft line drive into right field, a base hit. So the hit parade continues for the Chargers, who have really been dynamic offensively really throughout. They put 4 on the board against a very good Sierra team, a very good pitcher in Amarissa Medina, en route to almost winning that game. And then 7 earlier today, and they have really gone to work on this Warrior pitching staff as well as they lead at 7-1 here in the top of the 3rd. 9 hits on the board. McCollum.
Trouble.
Line drive into center, running catch made by Calderon. But Calderon has done a great job patrolling center field for El Camino College, and she takes a possible hit away from McCollum and gets the Warriors out of the inning. But we head to the bottom of the 3rd with Cypress in control, leading at 7-1 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And no errors.
Calderon, Annie Adamos, and Ashley Machado due up against Haley Hoffman here as the Warriors bat in the bottom of the third, and they badly need to start chipping away at this 6-run deficit. First pitch in there for a strike. Calderon has had an excellent weekend so far. She's now 4 for 7 on the weekend. But she's down no balls and a strike to Haley Hoffman, who works into her second inning. Fouled back this way, quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
You notice every pitch since the first one of the last inning has been to the outside part of the plate. Coach Pickler is not intending to hit batters and give up free bases. He's conscious of keeping this lead. Umpire just told him to cut the music. I'm in favor of that.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement. No offense to the Cars.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with them. Bouncing ball up the middle, a base hit. So Calderon continues to hit the ball well. She's aboard. A leadoff single, and that'll bring up Annie Adamos.
Now batting, number 15, Ashley Machado.
Machado. No, I think they miscalled that. Yeah, it's Adamos. Gonna overrule them. First pitch in there for a strike. Adamos with a base hit her first time up. She's 1 for 4 on the weekend, but she's also walked 3 times and been hit by a pitch. Big swing and a miss at the breaking ball.
She's getting a little frisky with her lead at first base. So which I like to see. I like runners that are thinking in terms of the next base.
Yeah, Calderon with 20 steals on the season. Caught 3 times.
It's a good ratio.
Hoffman into the wind. Ground ball.
Going to third.
Into right field, a base hit. Calderon going to hold at second. Adamos right through the hole on the right side as Munoz was holding, or hugging the line, I should say. Not holding the runner on, but nonetheless creating the hole on the right side. And Adamos takes advantage. And Calderon and Adamos each with back-to-back hits in the first inning and now again in the third. So something going for the Warriors. Runners at first and second. Here's Machado.
Nice pitch. Up in the zone.
Machado with a 2-run double. One of the few offensive highlights in the loss to Mount San Antonio College earlier today. Game that Mount Sac won 7-3. Lined out into left, but Ayala moving left has it for the out.
It's good positioning.
And there's a ball that could have been trouble, but Ayala.
The left-hander hitting to left field, the ball's going to slice back toward the line. So where Cypress left field playing, she had a nice. She tracked the ball very, very well, but it was good positioning.
Yeah.
Guard the line and guard the guard the gap at the same time.
Indeed, she was able to slide over it and make that catch. She was there waiting for the ball, so that's a good sign that she was well positioned. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Santa Iancheska. It's going to be Ronnie Silas, sophomore of Lincoln High School in Los Angeles, and she'll come up with 2 on and 1 out. All right, so now we're all set to go. And Silas will stand in from the left side. Hoffman ready. Kicks and delivers. Fastball in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. They're in at the corners. Munoz and Lucero. Silas ready. Tries to slap this one. It's over the head, but played by McCollum. So she got it over Lucero, but
got her foot stepped on.
McCollum alertly able to get over and make the play and able to get the force out on the lead runner. And indeed, it looks like she might have been stepped on. So they'll take a look at her. 2 down now, runners at first and second after the fielder's choice. and Cassidy Robinson scheduled to be the batter. We'll step aside very quickly as they take a look at Sydney McCollum here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. McCollum going to remain in the game at shortstop, and Robinson will be the batter. 2 down, 2 on. And Robinson,
coming up to bat for the Warriors, number 20, Cassidy Robinson.
8 home runs on the season, an average of .404. So for the Warriors, if they want to strike a big blow to start to get back into it, this is the batter they want at the plate. First pitch in there for a strike from Hoffman. Robinson 2 for 8 on the weekend. Double and a single. 1 ball and 1 strike, as that one misses high and away. That one fouled off, and well, if the trend continues that Coach Brad Pickler wants to work outside, you gotta believe it's going to continue with a batter at the plate that has 8 home runs on the season.
Well, he just went inside, and she fouled it off. And
yeah.
Going inside is the best way to get to an 0-2 count, or a 2-strike count. With 2 strikes, the batter. Uh-oh.
Lifted to deep center. Harris moving back, looks up, it's gone! Robinson to straightaway center. A 3-run bomb. Seven to 4 here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Warriors back within 3, and we talked about that. Might not have that lockdown pitcher that you can go to and really salt it away with that big lead. And the Warriors get a couple of base hits, put some runners on, and then you get the big blow from Robinson. Home run number 9 on the season. And now it's a brand new ball game, 7 to 4. De La Torre, who lined out her first time up, will stand in. Hoffman's first pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. I started to say the winner of this game advances to tomorrow, where they will take on the winner of our final game tonight between College of San Mateo and Sierra College. But both of these teams now, it's all doubleheader wins the rest of the way if they want to be the 2018 3C2A softball champion. 1-1. Bouncing ball over to short. McCollum with the throw gets De La Torre to retire the side, but not before El Camino goes a long way toward getting back into it. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Cassidy Robinson goes downtown, and it's 7-4 as we head to the 4th. Top of the fourth inning, Infinity LaFoe set to lead things off for Cypress College. She'll be followed by Gabby Munoz and Kiani Puiloa. As the Chargers will now go back to work, seeing their lead cut to 3 at 7-4. Maisie Wisehoff into the line, breaking ball in there for a strike to LaFoe, who's 1 for 2 today. LaFoe grounded to second in the first and singled in the second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses a little high. A ball and a strike on LaFoe. LaFoe had a big 2-run home run on opening night. That one threw into left field, a base hit. So LaFoe with another hit. The 2-run home run helped Cypress as part of their 4-run third inning to get back into it against Sierra, in fact taking the lead before eventually falling.
That base hit was on the changeup for the reason that I was speaking. So all you got to do is keep your hands back and let the eyes guide you, because there's not enough gap between that and the fastball to fool you.
Well, now Wisehoff is solidly into the point where everybody is seeing her for the second time on this particular outing. So LaFoe gets the base hit. Now Munoz, who struck out her last time up, is the batter. She's 1 for 2, a base hit back in the first. So LaFoe at first. Here's the 1-0. A little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. And if you're the Warriors, you got to feel good that you can get some runs on the board, but you got to hold the Chargers at some point. Otherwise, you just keep battling uphill.
And if you notice the positioning of the outfield, they're not shallow. So that opens up a lot of space. And the arms, their right field, left field arms are not. The center field's got a very strong arm. Right and left field are average. So there's a lot of room to work. Cypress's challenge is put the bat on the ball.
2-1 on Munoz. Wisehoff ready. Winds and delivers. Bunted on the left side. Lewis moving left and gets Munoz at first, but it does move the runner to second. LaFoe at second with 1 down. And Diamond Lewis showing good range.
Diamond Lewis is a player.
Second, 1 out. Now batting for Cypress College. Number 3,
Kiani Puiloa will be the batter. She's 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a fielder's choice and grounded out to first. She's 2 for 10 on the weekend. And she squares to bunt. Takes the off-speed pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes.
I can't imagine bunting in this situation, but I can imagine faking a bunt.
It does bring Adamos and Lewis in a little bit. She squares once again. That time the pitch is in there for a strike.
So I think that was a take.
Puiloa is in the cleanup position where you wouldn't expect that we'd be talking about a slap hitter, but
no.
Here's the 1-1.
Ooh.
Big swing. A ball and 2 strikes.
If she's going to throw outside, there's a very wide gap down the left field line. Well, she's moving over into it now, but
yeah, Robinson still giving a lot of room over there down that left field line. Foul back to the screen.
And that's the way her swing's going right now. And opposite from the.
Well, it's surprising to me. Calderon, if anything, is shading slightly to pull, and you've got Ian Cheska all the way over on the right field line. Lifted to left. Robinson there.
So she hit it exactly where Robinson was standing, so I guess we're both wrong.
2 outs. Now batting, number 5, Kelly Ross.
Yeah, Coach Raposa. She makes her share of good calls. 2 down. And a runner at second. And Kelly Ross will be the batter. She's 2 for 2. She is having just a huge day. If you go back to this morning, she's now 5 for 6. She was 3 for 4 earlier today. 2 more hits in this one. So she is feeling it on this day, too. A 2-run home run back in the first. And then a single in the third. And a chance here to maybe do some more damage with LaFoe at second base and 2 down. Here's the 0-1 inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the 4th. Cypress leading at 7-4. Weishoff winds and delivers outside. 2 balls and a strike.
This is a 2-1 count, and if I'm the batter, I'm looking for my pitch only. You won't throw a change up here, so you...
Goes to the rise, ball skied to center. Calderon under it and has it.
That wasn't her pitch. That wasn't anybody's pitch, but...
Looked like it was Maisie Weishoff's pitch. If nothing else, no runs.
That's exactly whose pitch it was.
On 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Cypress on top of El Camino at the 3C2A Softball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Heading to the bottom of the 4th. Warriors going to try and cut further into this 3-run deficit. They'll start with Jasmine Krause. Stands in, chops this one foul. Krause will be followed by Alyssa Wing, and then Diamond Lewis at the top of the order against Haley Hoffman.
That was leading off with an inside pitch, so maybe she or Coach Pickler developed more confidence. That was a good pitch and started her ahead on the count now.
Nice. On the hands again. Trouble possibly, but Gomez moving back and reaches up and makes a nice catch.
So if she can work both sides of the plate, that will give her a decided advantage.
Well, Hoffman has now worked 3 innings.
Now batting, number 6.
But she gave up the 3-run homer to Cassidy Robinson, and that's been the big blow for El Camino, helping them to get back within 3. First pitch, rise ball in there for a strike. Alyssa Wing, she reached on an error. Her first time up. Wing started to offer, holds up. It's a called strike anyway, and it's 0-2. Well, Wing, in addition to doing a terrific job with the glove at the shortstop position, is 3 for 7 at the plate. So she is having a terrific weekend thus far. Here's the 0-2. Low and away. Hoffman gets the sign. Now she's ready. Rocks and fires. And the fastball misses a little low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two, foul ball. Wing on the season did strike out 16 times in 120 at bats. As Hoffman works with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two, hit hard into left field, a base hit. Nice piece of hitting by Wing. Stayed back and rifled that one through the hole on the left side.
I think that was the case of not wanting to go 3-ball on her because that pitch was pretty fat. And Wing didn't. Wing got her pitch and she did what she wanted to with it.
Yeah, fouled off a pitch or two and then got one that she liked, and that's a 1-out single, and here's Diamond Lewis. Lewis swings at the first pitch, lines that into center, a base hit. 2 hits now on the day for Diamond Lewis, and it's 2 on, 1 out. And Carla Calderon, who's got 5 hits so far on the weekend already, coming to the plate.
Number 4, Carla Calderon.
This is what you call a big out, or a big situation for Cypress on defense and El Camino on offense. This could one of those potential for a game-turning moment.
Yeah, you have the sense here that a lot of momentum is going to come from what happens in the next batter or two.
Yes.
One way or another. Here's the first pitch to Calderon, rise ball high. Ball and no strikes. Calderon had 2 hits in the opener. 2 more hits today. Swinging the bat well. She's got 2 on here with 1 out. Here's the 1-0. Rise ball again, popped up but playable. Lucero with it in foul territory. Well, a good job by Haley Hoffman.
Annie Adamos.
But now she's got to deal with Adamos. Two down. Runners at first and second. Pitch from Hoffman goes to the fastball again. That one in there for a strike. Well, you get the first out in that situation. You're a pitcher and you're feeling good, but here's where you got to keep the focus, I imagine. Obviously, if Adamos can get a base hit here, it all goes away. Swing and a miss.
And that's the location I would stay with, because she didn't look very confident of that swing. I haven't seen any change-ups from Cypress. Either pitcher, Davos didn't stay in long enough, and Hoffman hasn't thrown any.
0-2 pitch to Adamos. Ground ball toward
and
first.
Out of the
Munoz going to take it herself and retire the side.
But with Robinson and Lewis, if I had a changeup, they'd sure see it pretty soon.
The Chargers get out of the jam, and as we head to the 5th, they maintain the 7-4 lead. Heading to the top of the 5th inning, and now the pressure goes back to El Camino College as they trail at 7-4. They try to keep the Chargers within sight in a 3-run game. Tiana Harris will lead things off. Perfect on the afternoon so far. Walked and doubled in 2 trips. First pitch from Weishoff in there for a strike. Harris now 2 for 6 on the weekend. A couple of walks. Big swing and a miss. A little out in front. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Harris. Long outing for Hoffman, but also Weishoff came on in the first, and she's now worked 3 1/3. high and away, a ball and 2 strikes. Two teams playing long ball here today. 4 home runs between the teams. Foul back. Meanwhile, Mount San Antonio College and Palomar College resting right now as they get ready for tomorrow, and they've both taken care of business, back-to-back wins on the first 2 days. And you got to have the feeling in this particular format that starting to develop into their tournament to lose. Of course, they meet in a huge game tomorrow. A ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Harris. Off, kicks and delivers into right center and to the wall. Another double for Harris. Chargers have the leadoff runner in scoring position, and Vanessa Ayala coming to the plate. She's 0 for 2.
No outs, runner on second. Now batting, number 15, Vanessa Ayala.
Saw this a little bit in the first inning, Coach, but Ayala here, if she could get one on the ground to the right side. Chargers, I think, at this point, love to scratch across another runner.
Yeah,
too.
I don't think they'll bunt. I think they expect her to make a productive out or take a walk and start an inning. But
yeah, first pitch is high, so a ball and no strikes to count on Ayala. Did square to bunt, but pulled it back.
Cypress doesn't bunt much this year. Doesn't mean they won't, but
Adamos closing in at first base, and they bunt it toward first base. Adamos barehands it and goes to first. So the successful sacrifice for Ayala gets the job done, moves Harris to third with 1 down. Now it's Destiny Lucero who popped out and then homered in the third, a 2-run shot.
Number 22.
Somebody with too much free time once figured out there's 125 different ways to score from third base with less than 2 outs. That's the reason for getting a runner to third with less than 2 outs.
And the Cypress Chargers looking for any one of those 125. That's one of them.
Yeah.
A base hit to left
Yeah.
for Lucero. Her 3rd RBI, and Harris comes home. And it's now 8-4. You're in the top of the 5th.
And that's that changeup again.
1 out, runner on first. Now batting, number 9,
It's losing its
Jesse
effectiveness.
Gomez.
Yeah, Lucero now, it's the 3rd time she's hit against Wisehoff in this game. She got the base hit there to bring home the run. Chargers have now doubled up El Camino, 8-4, as they bat here in the 5th. Gomez 1 for 2, grounded to second and singled. Squares gets that one down. Machado quickly on it, able to go to first. So another successful sacrifice.
2 outs, runner on second. Now batting for the Chargers.
Not an inning that Billy Bean would love, unless of course he was on the defensive side of the ball. But another successful sacrifice, and Lucero now in scoring position with 2 down, and Sydney McCollum coming to the plate, and she's got a couple of extra base hits, including a home run on the day already.
And that's one of the reasons that makes Brad Pickler a good coach. He in conversation earlier today said, we don't bunt much. So he just bunted twice in a row, which means he's not afraid to challenge his own assumptions. And now you've got a runner in scoring position with a leadoff batter, hot hitter up, which is his best chance in his mind to get the runner home.
Well, he certainly got the right hitter at the plate, especially today. McCollum had 2 hits in the game earlier today against San Joaquin Delta, 2 more here in this one. She's 4 for 7 on the day overall, 4 for 10 for the weekend. Swings at the first pitch, drives it to left. Robinson moving back on the track and makes the catch. So McCollum hits it hard again, but didn't quite get all of it.
1 run.
And that
Two
ends
hits.
the 5th inning
No
for the
errors.
Chargers, but not before
One
they
left
had
on
a run
base.
on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Head to the bottom of the 5th. Cypress leading at 8-4 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Moving to
And spread the word, everybody. If you have friends or family that couldn't make it to today's game or any of the games we're broadcasting this weekend, they can watch all of those broadcasts on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com.
Bottom of the 5th inning underway. Machado at the plate in the first pitch. A ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Machado's 0 for 1, fly to left and was hit by a pitch. And now El Camino trails it by 4 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Takes the rise ball high, 2 balls, no strikes to count. Ian Cheska waits on deck, followed by Cassidy Robinson. For the Warriors, 4, 5, and 6 due up. Here's the 2-0.
Nice pitch.
In there for a strike.
That was a nice ball right there.
2 balls, 1 strike. On Machado, here's the pitch. High chopper on the right side, through for a base hit. Tough ball to play there for Gomez at second base.
Yeah, she wouldn't have gotten her if she gloved the ball. She was going the wrong way, but that was just a nice job of hitting. Her body mechanics were so in line with making contact. Pop that into the hard dirt and send it into right center field.
It's Silas who has remained in the game in right field, who will bat. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Silas reached on a fielder's choice. Her first time up back in the 3rd.
We're not getting a lot of clean innings on either side. I mean, it seems the leadoff batter's been on frequently, if not every inning.
Well, this has been high offensive output, even as this weekend goes, but in general, it's true. A lot of scoring opportunities, really, in all of our games. Talking about that in Game 1, a 2-1 victory for Mount San Antonio College, but both teams with a lot of opportunities. High chopper to short, McCollum with a strong throw and got it.
That was excellent softball. I mean, you can't have a wasted mechanical motion and get her.
And Silas really getting down the line, but McCollum flashes the rifle and gets her by just an eyelash at first. 1 down, a runner at second. Cassidy Robinson coming to the plate. Last time up, she put a charge into this crowd with a 3-run home run.
Go inside change.
Starts her out with the
inside pitch.
In on the hands, and the pop out to short, taken in by McCollum. So 1 pitch, and they get Robinson. 2 down, the runner remains at second.
Not to demonstrate insensitivity, but I would go inside as she did, and I wouldn't care if I hit her because there's an open base. So, but what you don't want her to do is launch one over the fence again.
Yeah, inside, but not inside half of the plate.
No, inside on the black, and if you miss inside her, not out.
Yeah. De La Torre, 0 for 2 on the day, lined out and grounded out. Starts forward and takes this one for a strike. Jasmine Krause would be next if De La Torre can keep it alive. Here's the pitch from Hoffman. Little looper into left field, but it's going to stay up for Ayala, who's got it to retire the side.
Yeah, it's an important inning.
Lead-off single, but it goes nowhere for El Camino. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We're heading to the 6th. Cypress now 6 outs away. They lead at 8-4. Here in the 3C2A Softball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
I guessed.
Heading to the top of the sixth, an 8-4, the Chargers with the lead. Set to lead it off, Infinity LaFoe, the designated player, 2 for 3 on the day, a couple of singles. El Camino had an opportunity, a runner on base, and their big bat, Cassidy Robinson, coming to the plate, but a great job pitching inside, and they get Robinson on the pop-out, coach, and just good textbook pitching.
Yes.
Grounded towards second. Nice play by De La Torre.
Yeah, there's a real complicated theory involved. Find out what the batter doesn't like and make her face it.
Again, you
One
make
out.
it sound so easy.
Yeah.
It's true, but it's a great job mixing it up. The pitch that Robinson took out was over the plate and a good adjustment.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Batting for Cypress College
good job
Chargers.
of getting it in on the hands, and not a lot. If you get it far enough inside, as you were talking about, then you're safe. In that situation, not a lot that a hitter can do with it.
And it helps to have an umpire that will call an inside strike, too, so that they're reluctant to take it. But you can't always count on that.
The batter now, Munoz, 1 for 2. A single, struck out, and had a successful sacrifice. 2 balls and no strikes. Kiani Puiloa waiting on deck. Munoz ready. Lines this one, but foul. Good off-speed stuff from Weishoff, and Munoz tried to stay back, but you could see that weight shift, and eventually just couldn't do anything but flick it up the line there and see if she could get it down the line, but it was foul.
Got to keep the hands behind the back knee until you pull the trigger.
2-1 the count on Munoz. Swing and a miss. And I'm going to correct myself. That was a 1-2 pitch, so it's Munoz down on strike. So Weishoff gets the punch out. 2 down. Base is empty, and Puiloa coming to the plate. She's 0 for 3 today.
2 outs. Now batting number 3, Kiani.
I'll tell you, if you're a Cypress fan in this situation, you like the situation that you're in, but lined into left, a base hit. Nice leaping effort from Wing, but she can't come up with it.
She's out.
Trying to stretch it into a double, as I was writing that down, and instead thrown out at second. So Puiloa trying to make it into scoring position. Instead, she's thrown out to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th, and El Camino coming to bat, trailing at 8-4.
Yeah,
0 runs.
she
1
was
hit.
running against the best arm that
0 errors.
El Camino has.
As
now.
Calderon got over
Left on
to cut it
base.
off, well, it didn't work out for her, and now El Camino coming up, trailing by 4. I started to say in the top of the inning, Coach, that Cypress, you're 6 outs away and you got to like your situation here, but something about this that doesn't feel quite that secure.
No, this is.
El Camino Warriors.
They've got too many good
Number
offensive
9,
players on both
Jasmine
sides.
Kraus will lead things off, 8-9-1, due up. First pitch in there for a strike.
That was a painted strike to the outside, and if she can keep that up through the next 6 outs, she'll be fine. But she makes a mistake. El Camino entirely capable of making her pay like that. With that one.
McCollum tracks it down, but she's got no throw. That was over the head of Lucero at third, and McCollum keeps it on the infield, but another leadoff hit. This time it's Jazz Kraus who will get to first And that'll bring up Alyssa Wing, who's 1 for 2, singled and reached on an error.
And that was not a bad pitch. It's good hitting. These are impressive teams offensively right now.
Hoffman ready. Here's the pitch, just outside.
Then you got Wing and Lewis coming up. So.
Krause does have 16 steals on the season, but not a situation where you'd necessarily expect her to go, would you?
No, not with these two hitters coming up. I mean, yes and no. At some point, you gotta find out whether the catcher can throw you out.
A ball and a strike. The count on Wing. Roped, but just foul. So Wing now down to the count of ball and 2 strikes. As her left side infield mate Lewis heads over to give her a high five.
So chances are they're not going to throw her a strike in this pitch. They'll try to get her to chase. If they get her to chase, then maybe that will put the catcher's mechanics at risk. I mean, if you're going to steal, this would be the pitch to do it. You can tell which way I'm leaning. I want to see her go. But Coach Raposa knows more about her staff than I do.
Gonna stay put for the time being. The ball tails outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But you see where she had to catch that ball from getting up to throw, and I'm not.
Yeah, I think that would have been a good pitch to go on.
Yes.
I would guess, but when you're down 4, I suppose you don't want to give away outs on the base pass potentially. Line sinking.
She caught
in
it.
For. Did she catch it? I looked like she trapped it. I haven't seen a call yet.
I haven't either.
No, they're going to say Wings at first base. I think that's a good call. That looked like a trap to me. Ayala closing quickly and almost got there. We're taking a look at the replay. I don't know how good of a shot we really got on it there. We kind of saw the tail end.
She's not arguing, so she trapped it.
Yeah. Wing hit it right on the screws, and Ayala just trapped it. In any event, good base running from Krause just to even get to second. And so it's first and second. Nobody out, and here's Diamond Lewis, who's 2 for 3.
Yeah, this is.
Now it's getting to be nervous time. If
yeah,
you're,
well,
if you're
this
a
is once
Cypress
again
follower.
One of those moments that could turn a game. We'll see for either way.
Lewis 4 for 10 on the weekend. Bouncing ball. Lucero with a terrific stop. Gets the lead runner at third. What a job by Lucero getting up for that ball.
Now you got Lewis where you want her, which is with somebody in front of her. So
first and second, now 1 out.
Number 4.
That is a potential game-changing type play from Lucero. If that ball gets over her head, now the Warriors have 3 on and still nobody out. Instead, it's first and second, 1 out, and Calderon coming to the plate.
Yeah, that gets by her, and then El Camino's got Rock with roll ready to follow.
Yeah. No balls and 1 strike on Calderon, who's 2 for 3 today. A couple of singles. Popped out her last time up. Hoffman ready. Here's the 0-1. Another chopper. This one.
Foul.
Okay.
Relax, Coach. Relax.
No, yeah, it was interesting though. No call from the third base umpire, but that's the call from Hutchinson behind the plate. Makes the call immediately.
Well, Coach Raposa was pointing toward home plate. She didn't see where the ball went.
Maybe hoping that she could sway that call a little bit. I have to figure it doesn't hurt her. Doesn't hurt her to try.
Let's put it this way: you don't want to be wrong.
Yeah. No balls and 2 strikes now on Calderon. Hoffman kicks and delivers. That pitch low, a ball and 2 strikes the count. Annie Adamos waits on deck. The Warriors trying to stage a 6th inning comeback here, and that would be a bitter reminder for Cypress this weekend. Popped up, Lucero under it and has it. As it was the 6th inning that bedeviled the Chargers on Thursday night. Sierra came back for the win, but now it's 2 down, and Adamos coming to the plate.
Second, now batting for El Camino, number 12, Annie Adamos.
Ashley Machado waits on deck. Adamos from the left side.
Pitch.
Good rise ball on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Hoffman rocks and fires back through the box, a base hit. Wing around third, they're going to wave her around, and she's going to score standing up. RBI single for Adamos.
Well, we're back to the 3-run lead.
And you got the speedy Lewis at second base here, so another base hit stands a very good chance of bringing home another run. And that'll be up to Ashley Machado, who's 1 for 2, singled, flied out, and been hit by a pitch. Good speed on the base pass all the way around, but Lewis at second. Got to believe any base hit to the outfield coach and bring home another run.
And look who's coming up next. No, I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's Silas, but then after that, it's Cassidy Robinson if they can keep this inning alive. 2 down runners at first and second. Here's the pitch to Machado. Big swing and fouls it back over the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, Hoffman was out in front, and Adamos got the base hit. Now she's down in the count again, or I should say ahead in the count again, 0-2.
Well, if Coach Pickler figures out what pitch she doesn't like, that's what he's going to call for this one.
Well, that's been the challenge with Machado.
Yeah. I was never one to waste pitches. At this point in the game, you know, you got enough look. Throw to her weakness with the best pitch you've got.
Machado with 2 hits on the weekend and 8 trips, but one of those was a big 2-run double. So she's been timely with runners on base. And oh, how the Warrior faithful would like to see a repeat of that in this situation.
Oh, this is one.
Here's the 0-2.
Ooh,
just inside.
This is one swing away from a tie game right now. This is.
Yep. Hoffman ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Back to the rise. Ball roped into the gap. 1 run will score.
2 runs.
Another runner rounding third. She'll score a 2-run double for Machado. Warriors back within 1. How about this ball game? 8-7 in the bottom of the 6th. And oh, by the way, Machado, the tying run, is in scoring position. The Warriors still batting here in the 6th with Silas coming to the plate. No balls and 1 strike. The count on Silas, getting her first play of the weekend, Ronnie Silas. She comes up here in a massive spot in the bottom of the 6th. Right back to the rise ball again, and Hoffman ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
Hoffman's been getting 0-2 and then not finishing them off.
I think it's just a couple of pitches that she just left in the zone. Here's the 0-2 to Silas. Bouncing ball in for a base hit. Here comes the tying run. Silas with the RBI single. Can you dig it? The Warriors with a 4-run 6th inning have tied it at 8. And Ronnie Silas with the RBI single ties it up.
El Camino's done a good job of using the infield dirt. I mean, getting those hot shots that take high bounces. Cypress played well defensively against it, but that one is just bounced too tall.
And now we can say it, Coach. Now look who's coming up. It's Cassidy Robinson. Unbelievable. It was at one time a 7-1 lead for Cypress. But El Camino has come roaring back. A 4-run 6th inning, and the 6th inning is the house of horrors for Cypress this weekend as another lead slips away.
Does that mean we should stop thinking about a run rule game?
I guess not. I guess that's. I think it's safe to say that we're going to go back to the Steve Cassidy general rule: who has more runs after 7 innings? I think it's going to be the big determining factor here. If we don't go longer than 7, we're going old school.
Yeah.
A ball and no strikes on Cassidy. Robinson, I should say, 1 for 3. And of course, for those watching, they'll remember the 3-run home run. Big swing. She was thinking about a 10-8 lead there. Well, last time it was effective going inside, but as always, there's a little bit of danger in doing that. We'll see how Hoffman elects to work with a 1-1 count.
She's going to go out.
Silas with good speed at first base.
Ooh.
Robinson tried to hold up Silas with the break for second, and she steals second base. So Ronnie Silas at second now representing the go-ahead run, but the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cassidy Robinson. And Hoffman, who's had a lot of trouble putting away batters after getting to 2 strikes, will have to find a way here against Robinson.
She's out.
Swing and a miss.
Well,
Hoffman gets the K, but a couple of batters too late if you're a Cypress follower. Instead, we head to the 7th in a brand new ball game, 8-8. Cypress and El Camino on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Ross, Harris, and Ayala due up for the Chargers in the top of the 7th. We're tied at 8. Winner of this one moves on to play tomorrow, and the loser done for the season.
Number 5, Kelly Ross.
High drama here from Mount San Antonio College. Jeff Stoynoff back with Hall of Fame head coach Steve Cassidy, Mike Zepeda joining us on the broadcast. As we head toward extra innings, Ross deep gone. And the Chargers, just like that, on Ross's 2nd home run of the day, go right back on top. 9-8.
You know what
How about Kelly Ross?
You know what Kelly Ross said about that ball? Now it's done.
That is in the fescue there on the hillside. Out beyond left field, and Weishoff, a pitcher that lives dangerously, pitches to contact, and Ross, 3 hits on the day. How about Kelly Ross's day overall now? 6 for 8 with a couple of home runs going back to the victory earlier today. Back-to-back 3-hit games with the Chargers facing elimination, and she has just put them back in front 9-8 as the Chargers bat here in the top of the 7th. Here's Harris, who's had a big afternoon. A couple of doubles and a walk. That rise ball just outside, a ball and a strike.
Does the heart of a champion ever get old? I mean, just unbelievable.
No.
How about Cypress? You know, they could have easily just went away.
Yep. Yeah, instead they look for an opportunity, and here's another one with a base hit for Harris. Well, I think we've been talking about it, Michael, and I think both lineups, both offenses feeling very confident. There's been a lot of success, and so I think you're exactly right. I think the Chargers show a tremendous heart and determination coming back, but I think you got to feel good in that dugout saying, hey, we've been able to put up runs all day. There's no reason we can't get right back to it, and Ross took care of it in about one pitch. So Harris at first. They squared a bunt in the air and drops foul. And there's a break for the Chargers.
And there is a mystique about Cypress. They've won so much that you at some point it's in the atmosphere. It's in their DNA that on both sides where they believe it and the other team wonders if it's true.
Well, the Warriors
it's
have
hard
to
not to believe, really.
A little bleary-eyed at this point after putting 4 on the board, but they're right back behind here 9-8, and they have to get it together in a hurry because there's a runner on first, still nobody out, and the Chargers can put runs on the board in bunches. Lined into right field, a base hit. So runners at first and second, 3 straight hits to start the 7th inning.
First and second, now batting.
The hits just keep on coming.
Indeed. Robinson, incidentally, has moved over into right field. We're trying to find out who's in left now. Could be Ronnie Silas, who has been in the game. Quick conference on the mound, and Chargers already have seized the lead back 9-8, but they have a big opportunity here with a couple of runners on, still nobody out, and Destiny Lucero, who's already homered today. And it is Ronnie Silas who's in left. So Silas in left and Cassidy Robinson in right. First pitch, a ball, and a 1-0 count on Lucero. Here's the pitch. Tries the fastball again over the outside corner. A ball and a strike. Lucero with a couple of hits today. Right back off of Weishoff over to De La Torre, who goes to first in time. 1-4-3.
Easier said than done.
And Lucero retired at first. Both runners do move up, so you got a couple of runners in scoring position, only one down, and they'll check out Maisie Weishoff, make sure she's okay. She appears to be all right.
This would be a great opportunity for a squeeze, but teams don't seem to squeeze much anymore. But this is...
Well, Gomez already has a successful sacrifice today as she comes up.
Pitching change.
And they are going to go with a new pitcher. It's Clarissa Chiquete returning.
Got the start on day 1.
Yeah, and she got the start on day 2 and 3 as well. But she'll come back after pitching the first 2/3 of an inning, I believe. Yeah, as I check here. So Chiquete will come back on, take a couple of warm-up tosses. We'll step aside very briefly. Cypress with the 9-8 lead. Pinch hitter at the plate now, Celeste Rodriguez.
They're just changing everything on
for Cypress, with Chiquete back on to pitch. New left fielders, new right fielders, new batters. been a long game. Squaring to bunt, but pulling it back in the pitch just outside. A ball and no strikes.
A great game. You should check it out. Watch the archive copy on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1.
You absolutely can.
How about that? A plug and a Goodwill Hunting reference. Doubt many people got it though. Coach, pick up on that?
You didn't find this game, frankly, elementary?
No, I did not. Pitching may be a little suspect. But, hey, it's been a long weekend.
It's going to get longer.
Got 2 more days. Yeah, potentially 6 more games after this. Potentially 5 for sure.
But now we get into the drama, the real drama here.
Yeah, well, it's win or go home now.
Yeah, it's getting to be all elimination.
It's win or go home unless you're Mount Sac or Palomar at this point. How about Palomar coming in as a Cobra Kai, no mercy?
Yeah, 2 8-run rule wins. Breaking Coach Cassidy's rule, he doesn't go to the 7th inning with who's got more runs. This is they're just getting it done early, but they'll have a stern challenge tomorrow. The Mounties playing outstanding ball as well over the first couple of days, and
helps when you're at home.
That'll be a game of extreme import, to be sure. The winner of that one going to be in the real driver's seat. And that comes up tomorrow. 2 balls and a strike now, the count on Rodriguez.
Coach, do you know if Palomar is traveling up from Palomar, or are they staying local?
I'm sure they're staying local. I mean, well.
It's not a terrible drive.
No, now that you mention that,
Rodriguez lines this one into center, past Calderon to the wall. 2 runs going to score. Rodriguez into second with a 2-run double.
Man.
Yeah, my frame of reference was Bakersfield when you asked that question.
Yeah.
Now I think about it. What's an hour's drive, maybe? Hour and a half?
Probably an hour.
I wouldn't. Anything over. My rule was always anything over an hour. Anything under an hour, you handle it. Friday night traffic, you don't want to mess with.
So true.
So. And it isn't just the drive time. It's you get back to the barn, you got to get home, and everybody lives in different spots.
First pitch swinging, McCollum fouls this one back out of play.
And it's Friday night, and you don't. You might want them in the corral.
It's true. Maybe they were only staying 2 days, and they're traveling back, but coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, that could be.
We'll get some definitive answers as soon as we can.
0-1 the count on McCollum. Chiquete misses outside, a ball and a strike.
And the mystique after the top of the 7th only intensifies for Cypress, defending state champs.
That one low and inside, 2 balls and a strike, and yeah, it starts with the Ross homer, but then a pair of singles after an out. Rodriguez comes off the bench and rips one to left center for a 2-run double, and what a response by the Chargers just when they needed it. Stay alive here, this one pounded foul. 2-2.
And McCollum, the best hitter in the lineup. We got 3 in the top of the 7th, and she's just getting up to bat now.
2 hits today, both for extra bases, including a home run. 2-2. Here's the pitch from Chiquete. Off speed, a base hit. Rodriguez rounding third. They're going to hold her up.
With good reason.
Another base hit. The throw comes in from Silas.
Now batting, number 44,
Let's see if he runs here with 1 out. First and third situation. Put some pressure on the defense.
Yeah, only 1 out here, and here comes. Now, what's the pronunciation you've been saying all day here, Stoy?
LaFaux is what I heard.
Is it LaFaux? Okay.
I don't. I as always apologize that we don't have the for sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh, drilled to left. Forget it. LaFaux, no matter how you pronounce it, it's a home run.
I was going to speculate on a squeeze in that one, but a three-run Johnson's better.
Yeah,
3-run shot.
She went Curly Bill on that one. Well, bye.
14-8, a 6-run 7th inning, and the Chargers erupt after the Warriors battle back. And defending champions, and what else would you expect from this program chasing championship number 10 this season in the school's history?
I don't know that any team sport coach has won 10 championships or ever will. I mean, Brad obviously has a shot at it, but I mean it's almost mathematically impossible.
Yeah, it's.
Well, if you remember, you know, it's in the blood.
Yeah.
You know, his brother Scott Pickler, coach at Cypress, and in the
Cypress
post-game
College,
interview
number 2.
a year ago, Brad was throwing a little shade at his brother, saying, "Hey, I got another one."
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
6-run inning in the top of the 7th. 3rd hit on the day for LaFoe, the 3-run home run, and
Marissa
the Chargers.
Yeah, they certainly have lead the brother act as far as state championships go.
6 runs on 6 hits, and you know, just as impressive about this is, you know, this wasn't the type of thing where you get a hit batter and helped out by an error and you know, a seeing eye. I mean, these are some rockets.
No, this is long ball.
Heading around.
Long ball USA.
This yard, and it is an impressive lineup, and you got pinch hitters coming in and delivering big hits, and depth and talent that they have here. 14 runs on 20 hits, and right now Chiquete and this El Camino team just trying to get off the field and get back and see if they can pull off a miracle in the bottom of the 7th.
Is that me?
Off speed, out to center, playable for Calderon, and Munoz retired. That'll bring up Puiloa, who will be the 9th batter to bat in the inning. So the Chargers leading at 14-8. Here's Puiloa.
And you have to wonder if that's a kill shot for El Camino. We'll see what they've got left. You're talking about the heart in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, I think that first shot from Kelly Ross, I think obviously at that point it's still a 1-run game, very much still a game, but it's got to be so deflating out there on that field to battle all the way back and get to 8-8, and then in just one pitch to have a team just come right back at you and take the lead and know that you're going to have to put one on there. And you know, I wonder at some level if that didn't maybe just cause the slightest loss of focus just for a minute.
Well, yeah, and it may be longer than that.
You know,
just a minute. I mean, at some point you recognize that you've given all you have.
Yep. I'm going to break up the conference here.
And need to. This is
For the Chargers.
Rebecca Espinoza will bat for Puiloa.
I mean, they have to pitch the ball.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere until it happens.
I mean, procrastination serves no purpose here.
Well, is it, you can't run out the clock here in this game.
No, you're not going 4 corners here.
Fastball low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Throw in the weave till the horn sounds.
Rise ball in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Rebecca Espinoza.
That was a Norman Dale reference to compete with the Tombstone reference, by the way.
Did you like that, by the way?
Yeah, very much.
Norman Dale? Hoosiers?
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
Did I miss a Hoosiers reference?
You did.
God. What happened?
It's been a long
day. It's
day.
like my favorite movie of all time.
I'm going to give you a pass here, Stoy.
Well, I won't slow us down by asking you to repeat it here, but off air in between innings, I'm gonna ask for a repeat. Here's the 2-1 to Espinoza. Off the end of the bat, slow roller. Lewis across to retire the side, and the Warriors out of the inning, but 6 runs on 6 hits. The Chargers back out in front, 14-8, back for the bottom of the 7th. Amy Crawford going to pinch hit for De La Torre here in the 7th. Haley Hoffman out to try and finish this one off. Cypress back out in front, 14-8. Running start for Crawford, and she takes a strike. Crawford, sophomore, North Torrance High School. Here's the 0-1. Again, trying to get that running start. Takes this one a little bit inside, a ball and a strike.
Umpire's a little slow with his calls. I'm waiting for him to call that one a strike. Sure looked good from here. With my
That's been a common theme this weekend, Coach.
They like a little bit of the drama.
So
Maggie White saying that she was expecting an umpire. This one bounced to short. McCollum with a good strong throw, saying that might see an umpire do a moonwalk before the weekend's over.
This is a
reference.
significant moment. Yeah, thank you. This is a significant moment. They got the first batter.
Yeah, leadoff runner on
Yep.
quite often for El Camino today, and as you talked about in between innings, if you're El Camino, you look back at this one and ultimately 14-8, you're down 6 runs, but a couple of good opportunities with some runners on that the Warriors were unable to cash in on, and that also could have spelled a difference. Maybe you go into that 7th inning with a lead instead of tied.
Been a very busy day for McCollum at short. I believe in the morning game at Citrus, she recorded the first 8 outs.
Wow. Another pinch hitter. No, this is Jazz Krause.
Yeah, no, she was
the call.
She was busy.
Oh yeah.
Defensively.
2 balls, no strikes. And she can rest up tonight, but best case scenario for Cypress tomorrow is 2 more games.
Yeah.
That they got to win both.
I had a conversation with Coach Pickler this morning on the way in the bus, and he was complaining about a call last night, umpire's call, and he's trying to say, how can an umpire do? I said, because he's an umpire. That's what they do.
2-1 pitch, back through the box, a base hit.
You're speaking my language, Coach.
Krause with a couple of hits on the day.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep a keen ear. 14 runs on 20 hits. Wow.
That's slow pitch.
I mean, El Camino here. 8 runs on 15 hits, and you're down 6.
They ought to put their hats on backwards and pop the tab on some beer.
There you go.
This is a slow pitch score.
Alyssa Wing at the plate. Couple of hits today.
Hey, Field Dreams right down the street in Chino, isn't it?
No balls and a strike.
In the park.
Out to center. Harris there, out number 2. 2 down, and now the Warriors down to their final out, and it's Diamond Lewis. Due up.
Bottom of the 7th.
2 for 4.
Runners on first with 2 outs. Now batting, number 10, Diamond
Next
Lewis.
game scheduled to start at 7. Might be a little bit later than that, so give them a little time to warm up, but we will have it for you. Sierra and College of San Mateo in another elimination game.
She's such an impressive player, Diamond Lewis. I would like to see her have her last at-bat be memorable.
Yeah, Maggie White was very impressed, not only with her stature as an athlete, but her demeanor and her composure in the diamond.
Yeah.
And just a freshman, so maybe coming back for another season at El Camino.
I'd be shocked if she did. I mean, there's got to be 4-year schools looking all over that.
Well, that would depend on her academics.
That's true.
And one bounces in. Ball and a strike on Lewis. Yeah, all too often they're ready to make the move after 1 year when they have that kind of upside and potential that Lewis clearly does.
Sometimes, when you go to junior college, you El Camino's probably going to be in the thick of it with her at the helm.
Here's the 1-1. Outside. 2 balls and a strike.
I sent a lot of people to 4-year schools, and almost all of them that came back to talk about it said they had more fun in junior college.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to be in a hurry. Last time you get to play for the fun of it, and so it's not a job.
Yeah. Well aware, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds a little bit familiar to you, I'm sure. And one shot foul, 2 down, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I may have played. I may have played in college.
We'll give you a hint. It wasn't softball.
No slow pitch either. Intramural, maybe.
That a guy.
2-2 on Lewis. Hoffman ready. Here's the pitch. Lewis lays off the rise ball. 3 balls,
basketball?
2 strikes.
Indeed.
Where'd you go?
Down the street, UCR. Played 3 years, hurt my knee.
Ah.
Full count on Lewis.
Now I make movie references during softball games.
That's good work if you can get it.
It's not bad.
On the ground and through. A base hit.
So
So
if it
Lewis, a 3-hit day.
And if it ends here for her, then she had a
Outs.
great tournament and
Bottom of the 7th.
ended it with a base hit.
And she's making an all-tournament team for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That'll bring up Calderon.
Number 4.
Now, Coach, the all-tournament team, does it go by position, or just do they announce a set amount of players?
they have a set amount of players.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's not quite true. They have a set amount of players per position.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
I gotta say, Destiny Lucero's had one heck of a weekend at
Yeah,
third.
yeah, but it goes by infielders.
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't think.
Okay.
And if it parallels what they do at the state, they would have corners and middle infielders as
Gotcha.
separate categories. Outfielders, catchers, pitchers.
Calderon lifts this one to right. Long run for Puiloa. Not going to get there. All the way to the wall. Lewis rounding third. She'll come home and score standing up on a 2-run double by Calderon. And, you know, guys, 2 outs here, but how can you think this game is over for sure before it's finally truly over?
Yeah, that's the point I was making earlier. It's you tell a lot about character of a team and the coach that they should be giving up right now, and they're not.
Well, what they need here is a little bit of a 1986 Game 6 for the Mets where every player comes back and says, I'm not making the last out in this game. That's how you get your miracle finish right there. Is every batter's got to come back saying,
Bill Buckner had something to do with that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make the final out. Here's Adamos.
Apparently neither Bill Buckner on that same page.
1 ball, no strikes. Annie Adamos stands in from the left side. Hoffman into the line. Here's the delivery, and it's in there for a strike, a ball and a strike. So it will be a little bit past 7, but we will have the game, of course, in its entirety, as is the case all weekend for you here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
But if we just said, you know what, it's going to start too late. We didn't sign up for this. We're going home.
Any game starting after 7 is not in our contract.
Yeah, Coach Cassidy, he's got to go to UCLA over here.
Yeah, I got to get down to Westwood and watch my son in an improv show.
There you go.
He's a funny kid.
What troop?
I don't know that. It's at that little place by Fat Sal's.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah. Then he's doing SCTV student team tomorrow night in Hollywood.
Adamos just gets a piece.
Got a kid.
Yeah.
Adamos down, a ball and 2 strikes. She's had 3 hits today.
Who hasn't had a hit?
Yeah, that's a good question. Us.
Yeah. Check the box score, Coach.
Yeah.
I think Jeff might have a single.
On the ground to third,
Ball,
and
man.
it's Lucero. Perhaps fitting that Lucero ultimately puts the finishing touches on this one across to get Adamos. Final score, 14-10. Want to give our special thanks to Hall of Famer Steve Cassidy for sitting in and joining us on the broadcast. A great pleasure, Coach. Thank you so much.
A lot of fun, guys, but I got to hit the road. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Have a great night. 14-10, the final score. Cypress still alive. They'll be back in action tomorrow, and they'll take on the winner of our next game that we'll have for you here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 14-10, the final for everybody here at SoCal College Sports. So long, everybody. We'll see you in a little bit here for game number 10.